439. Our biggest things today, and again, you may notice from the homework, we're actually doing 2 lessons once again. So on our first lesson, we're going to determine the number of solutions for an equation or inequality. You're going to analyze, right, and graph inequalities. That's going to be our major focus for today's lesson. In the second part of the lesson, we're actually going to be taking everything we've done in the last 3 lessons and put it into real world. So we're going to do some word problems where you guys are going to have to write equations based on the word problem and be able to solve them. Yes, ma'am.
I forgot what we did the last 3 lessons.
That's not going to be helpful for you then, but we'll give you some review through this. So our first part, we're going to just do a quick review on what we just did. So we have 4 equations we want you to solve. This should take you all about 2 minutes. We'll give you 4. Go.
Separate both sides of the equation by drawing a line through the equal sign. We are solving to find out what x is, so we need it by itself. So we are getting rid of the 37 by doing the opposite operation. So what is the opposite of adding? So I get 0 on both sides. So x is 0.
Yeah.
What does it mean when I have a number and a letter right next to each other? Multiply. So to solve, if I have to do the opposite, what is it?
Division.
But here's my question. Do we do 1/4 divided by 1/4?
No.
We do 1/4 times 4/1. So it is 4/1 on both sides.
Which is 1.
Which is, guys, enough. 4/4, and that's 1 on both sides. So x equals 1. Draw your line. We want to know what x equals by doing the opposite. So we are subtracting 0 from both sides. X equals 225. And this time it is not a fraction, so we actually can divide. 58 divided by 58 is
0.
It is 1x, which just leaves x. Yes?
Yeah.
And 0 divided by 58 is
0.
0.
Oh.
Any questions about this?
Oh.
Okay, let's look at page 444, I believe. Yep. So what? As long as you don't take them out.
Okay, we have a couple definitions for you for today that are going to continue to build on what we've been doing. Here is our primary focus for today's lesson. We're going to be graphing an inequality. So we're doing the one variable in the set of all points of a line that makes the inequality true. So in an equals, in an equation, there's only one answer that makes it true. And in an inequality, there's a whole set of numbers that make it true. So we're going to be identifying the entire set. That set of all points that makes an inequality true is what we call the solution set of the inequality. When you are looking at this and when we are graphing inequalities, one of the most important things is what does the dot look like where my inequality starts? You're going to see 2 primary pieces when this happens. If you look on here, what do you notice about this dot?
It's marking.
It's open. So we use an open dot. That means it is going to be less than or greater than. In other words, an open dot means that is not part of the solution set. So another way to think of it is put that number into your inequality. So it says 3. Is 3 greater than 3? It's not greater than 3, but it's equal to it. That's why that dot is open, because that's not part of the solution. It's open saying this doesn't count. Now, is 3.0000001 greater than 3?
Yes.
Yes. That's why we use the open circle, because it's saying, okay, it's starting here at 3, but everything to the right of it is included. On our second one, you'll notice the dot is
Close.
closed. Why? Because closed dot, that means it's less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. It's the second part of the inequality that makes the difference. Because now, if I put that number in there, is 3 greater than or equal to 3? Now I say yes, because it's included. It's part of that 3 is equal to 3, yes? So just by adding that line, what it's done is I now have one more number in the infinite number of universe of numbers that is now a correct answer, and that is the number 3. Now it is included in my solution set. Does that make sense for everybody?
Yeah.
So does it matter if I use an open dot or a closed dot? Absolutely. It's actually a critical piece of graphing an inequality. So if I describe each line representation, open dot is not included as an answer. Closed dot is included as an answer. So describe the solution set for each inequality. Both are true for any number larger than 3. 3 is true only in the second inequality. Okay, so again, it comes down to if that circle is open, it means it's not part of the solution set. We don't include it. If that circle is closed, it means it is an answer. It is a valid answer to what we're asking or showing. So how does the solution set of the inequality x greater than or equal to 3 differ from that of x greater than 3? 3 is included. We got that 3 is included as an answer for the first one. Okay. Remember on the greater than or equal to, that greater than or less than, that's just telling you which numbers are included. Is it going to the right or is it going to the left? Any questions on this page? Yes.
What's the difference if like there's a line under it?
That means that it's included. So this means less than or equal to. This is just less than. So how you say it is also different. So this one is less than, this is less than or equal to. In other words, on this one, I've now said it can be included as a part of the solution set. The first one, it can't be. Okay, go to our next page. So if I look at those graphs, it's basically what we just went through. Now instead of greater than, they're doing less than, but you'll see it's exactly the same. For the sake of time, we're going to kind of skip the rest of this page. I want you guys to go to page 446. This is going to give you a chance to actually do some of this graphing and writing the inequality. So our first part, we want you to write the inequality represented by each graph. Okay? When you are doing this, you want to start with where your dot is. Okay?
I did the last one again, not the last one.
Okay. I'll let you do this. Work on it. So we're starting at 15.
You said you didn't want to do that.
She didn't move.
Oh. You already started.
Okay.
No.
Is 15 included in my data set?
Yeah.
Yes, that means I'm going to include the little line. Which way is it going? To the left or to the right?
To the right. To the left.
Oh.
To the left. So is that less or greater than? Less. So I know that x is less than or equal to 15. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay? We're going to give you a chance to practice. We want you to do B, C, and D. We have a special prize for you on D that I'll let Mr. Shan cover for you.
We know we are trying to find out what our variable represents. So I'm going to go ahead and put X for all of them. On B, what number are we starting with?
16.
No.
16.
No.
16.5.
16.5. So that's where our circle is. Yes?
Yeah. Yep.
Now, is our circle open or closed?
Open.
Open, which means it cannot equal 16 and a half. However, can it be less than 16 and a half?
No.
Can it be more than 16 and a half? So X is greater than 16 and a half. Now, look at this. Guys, the way you draw your greater than less than sign is actually pointing you in the direction you're going to shade.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It is pointing you the direction that you're going to shade on that number line. So it should look like this. No, because I don't want you to get confused with the line. All right, C, what number are we starting with?
34.5.
34.5. Is it open or closed?
Open.
So can it equal 34.5?
No.
No. Can it be less than?
Yeah.
Yes. Because it is shaded in that direction.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Guys, write this on your paper. Left is less. It is always less. No matter what number you're looking at on the number line, the number to the left side of it is less than it. Always. And you'll need to know that when we get to positive and negative numbers next class.
Will, we're doing negative
4. 5. What number are we starting with on D?
23.
23. Can it equal 23?
No.
No, because it's an open circle. Can it be less than 23?
Yeah.
Can it be greater than 23?
Yeah.
So the only number that it cannot equal is
23.
23. So it's not equal to 23.
Oh, that's
It can be any other number. Make sense?
yes, that makes sense. So that's the sign, right?
Yes. What?
So that's the sign.
We're not equal to. All right. I want you to try A through E on your own for number 4. On D, you have to draw your own number line. So be careful about what you're counting by. You're not going to want to count by ones. Well, no, on this one, yes. Later, it won't be ones. So count by whatever number you think is easy to get to 3.3. Any questions? All right, you have about 5 minutes. Go for it. It means it is equal to. So it is a closed circle. If it does not have that line under it, it is an open circle. Make sense? Okay, now it says X is less than or equal to 14. So am I shading to the right or to the left? Left. And if you look at that less than sign, it is pointing me to the left side anyway. So this is the way I am shading. Make sense? B. X is less than 55. Is it an open circle or a closed circle?
Open.
Open. It does not have that line under it. It does not equal 55. It has to be less than 55. It can be 53.9999999 and go on forever, as long as it doesn't get to 54. Does that make sense? And again, our less than sign is pointing us to the left. 2, is it going, sorry, C, is it going to be an open circle or a closed circle? Closed. And I am going to rewrite this where it says, I prefer to read it that way. X is what? Or? Then 2.5. So, it is a closed circle because it has that line. Right. It can equal 2.5. Sorry, I put it in the wrong place. And our greater than sign is pointing us to the right. Yay. I rewrote it so you would be able to read it more easily. It's easier to read when the variable is first. But the greater than is still pointing towards the X. The alligator wants to eat the bigger number. It's open to the X on both sides. The alligator's mouth is still open. And it's open to the X here as well. The alligator is eating the X in both problems. So when you flip it around, your sign also has to flip around. Does that make sense? Then it's not right. Yes. He has a good point. Unless you rewrite it where the variable is first, the sign is going to point you in the wrong direction. You're going to shade the wrong direction. So rewriting it with the variable first helps you read it more clearly. Does that make sense? Okay. D. You had to leave her B. You had to draw your own number line. And we're starting at 3.3. Is it going to be an open circle or a closed circle? Open, because it does not have that line. It does not equal 3.3. It just starts there. And am I shading to the right or to the left? Right. To the right. It is greater than. Look at your sign. It is pointing you in the right direction. And E. What does this one say?
Not equal to.
X is not equal to 4.2. So is my circle going to be open or closed?
Open.
Open, because it is not equal to. So 4.2 is about right there. That's all it tells us, is that it cannot equal 4.2. Does it tell us if it can be more than that?
No.
Does it tell us if it can be less than that?
So we do the both.
So you shade both sides because it can be any number less than or greater than. Make sense?
Yes.
All right, next page. I want you to answer number 5 based on what you just did on the last page, and then we will come back and talk about it. Actually, no, we're going to skip number 5 and go on to number 6. I want you to do number 6. Notice, this is what I was telling you a little while ago. You have 2,900 pounds or 2,900. Are you going to count by 1?
No.
So be very careful what you count by when you are doing your number lines, because you have to reach those numbers, and sitting there writing 3,000 numbers is not my idea of fun. Got it? All right, do A through D, and then we will come back and discuss. You have about 5 minutes. Go. The maximum load for an elevator is 2,900 pounds. So what is our problem talking about? What is X representing? The number of pounds. We are talking about the number of pounds. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So my problem, I know I have X as my variable and 2,900 as my number. So I can start there. Yes? So it says the maximum load is 2,900 pounds. Can it equal that?
No.
Yes, it says it is 2,900 pounds. Yes. So I'm going to put that line that it can equal that. Can it be more than that?
No.
Can it be less than that?
Yeah.
So it is less than or equal to. Now we have to do our number line, and it's always good to put the number they give you kind of in the middle of your number line, so you have room. And I don't know how you numbered yours, but I'm going to number mine this way. And is my circle going to be open or closed on 2900?
Close.
Closed. And am I shading to the right or to the left?
Left.
Which way is my arrow pointing? Left. Make sense?
Yeah.
Any questions about that one? All right, a car can seat up to 8 passengers. So what are we talking about? X is what?
Passenger.
Passengers. Number of passengers. So X and 8 are what I'm talking about. It says it can seat up to 8. Does that mean it can seat 8 people?
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm going to have that line. It can equal 8. Can it seat more than 8? Can it seat less than 8?
Yeah.
So it is less than.
Oh.
So 8, again, goes in the middle. And normally your numbers should go at the bottom of your number line, guys. I wrote them on top here because it was big numbers and I don't like when they get crowded. But that's technically incorrect, so just letting you know. All right, so starting at 8. We're recording. Okay. Starting at 8, is it an open circle or a closed circle? Closed, because it is equal to 8. And which way am I shading, right or left?
Left.
To the left. All right. C, no persons under the age of 18 are permitted. So X is talking about what? 18. Oh, no. Talking about age in days? Years. There we go. Age in years. And I know I have X and I have 18 for my problem. Yes? Now, it says no persons under the age of 18. Can they equal 18?
Yes.
Yes. At 18, they are permitted, so it can equal 18. Can they be older than 18?
Yes.
So it is greater than. So again, I'm going to number my number line. Is it an open circle or a closed circle? So on 18, I'm going to put a closed circle. And it's greater than. So I'm shading to the right. Any questions?
No.
No. And the last one, you must be at least 13 years old to join. So what is X representing? Years. Age in years. And I have X and I have 13. Can you be 13?
Yeah.
So I have my equal to line. Can you be older than 18?
Yeah.
Yes, at least means 13 is the lowest age you can be. So you can be older than 18. Can you be less than 18?
No.
Sorry, 13.
No.
No. So it is greater than. So 13, 14, 15, 12, 11. So is my circle going to be open or closed?
No.
Closed. And I am shading to my right. Any questions about how this is working? Big thing, guys. If it has the line under it, the circle is closed. If it does not have that line, it is open. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, next page.
We're actually going up to 453.
We're skipping to the next.
Skipping into the next lesson. So in this lesson, our focus is going to be taking word problems, and we want to now see, can you define a variable, figure out what you're trying to find, write an equation, and solve the equation given the information they have given you. So if you look at your directions, you'll see I need to write and solve an equation for each problem. Show your work, label your answers, describe the strategy used to determine each solution. So we have write and solve. We need to show our work and label our answers and describe our strategy. So we haven't really done these yet, so I'm going to walk through one with you guys real quick. Go ahead. I will tell you, marking your text is really important on this, guys. If you will mark your text, this should be a lot easier for you. Raul's sister is 6 years older than he is. What is Raul's age if his sister is 19 years old? So here's our question. Boxing your question is going to be of immense value for you because it's going to help tell you what your variable is. Because I need to write an equation. So what is it? I don't know. Raul's age. So my variable is going to be, I'm going to use X, you could use R, but it's going to be Raul's age. And technically I would put in years because they've given us a unit. You should always try to be as specific as you can. Now, knowing that I want to find Raul's age, I need to use that other information to figure out how I need to set my equation up. So I know Raul's sister is 6 years older than he is, and I know that they gave me her age. So what am I doing to his age to get to her age? Hold on. This sister is older. So if I'm at his age, I'm going to subtract to get to her age.
I said multiply.
I multiply. So I multiply his age to get her age.
Yeah.
So I multiply his age by 6 to figure out how old she is. You guys said multiply. Subtract. So if I know his age, she's 6 years older. I'm going to subtract her age. I need to subtract from her age, from his age to find her age.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys, one at a time. I'm just repeating what you have said. You're saying if I know his age, I'm going to subtract 6 from it to find her age. Because she's older. Okay? Okay, so if I know her age, I would subtract 6, but I'm going from his age. So if I'm at his age, what do I need to do to find her age? I need to add 6 because she is older, yes? So because I said my variable was X, that's what I don't know, and they told me that it's going to equal 19, I need to add 6 to his age to get to her age. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because she is older. Now we're just using what we've done for the last couple lessons to solve. Circle my variable, draw my line. What's the opposite of adding 6?
Subtracting.
Now is where I'm going to subtract. So those are going away. X is 13. So now, show my work and label my answers. I haven't labeled it, so I can now say, Raul is 13 years old. I added 6 to his age to equal his sister's. So at this point, did I write and solve an equation?
Yeah.
Did I show my work? Did I label my answers?
Yeah.
Did I describe my strategy?
Yeah.
Have we done everything we needed to do? Is there quite a bit to do?
Yeah.
Yes. Guys, taking a word problem and really breaking it down for all of this is pretty intricate. That's why we've only given you 2 more to do. So mark your text. Make sure you're doing everything you're asking to do. We're going to give you guys about 8 minutes to do these 2 problems. Work together at the table if you need to. Okay, most of you that were struggling, because I helped several people out during this time, and every single person I helped out did not mark their text. Guys, if you will mark your text, it's going to help you do this. Remember, when we mark our text, 3 things we're looking at. Circling numbers and units. So, 10, 19 grams. I'm underlining math terms, stuff like mass. approximate. And I'm boxing my question. What is the approximate mass of a medium-sized apple? When you're doing equations and variables, that's the most important thing you can do. Because I have just now identified my variable. What is it I'm trying to find? What don't I know? The mass of the apple. So now I'm going to make that my variable. So I'm going to say my x is mass of apple. And you always want to be as specific as you can. They've given us a unit of measure. So I'm going to say in grams. Now we can start building the equation based on the information they gave us. It said it's 1/10 of the mass. What does of mean? What operation is that? Multiplication. So it's saying 1/10 of the mass of apples, that's what I've said is my x, is sugar. And then they said that sugar is 19 grams. You have just built the equation based on marking your text. Now you're just solving it. So I circle my variable, I draw my line. What's the opposite of multiplying by 1/10? Dividing, but do I actually divide fractions? No, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. So I multiply by the reciprocal, which is 10 over 1. Multiplication problem of equality says I then also need to do that on the other side. These are going away, so I have x left here. I need to put this over 1. So I get 190 over 1, which is 190. So the apple is 190 grams. And that is an approximation, but that's pretty close. What did I do? I multiplied by the reciprocal. Maybe if I actually write it down, it'll help you guys understand what we're doing. Reciprocal of 1/10 or 10 over 1. Okay, Oscar made brownies for his class. He tripled the recipe he normally uses. If he made 36 brownies for his class, how many brownies did his original recipe make? There is my question. So what is my variable? What is it I don't know?
How many brownies his original recipe made?
Good. Number of brownies in original recipe. And I now know
That's right.
when I took it and I did what to it? Tripled. Tripled means what? Multiply by 3. So when I multiplied the original recipe by 3, I ended up with 36. Now we're just solving our equation. What's the opposite of multiplying by 3? Dividing by 3. Those go away, become 1. So I have x. 36 divided by 3 is 12. So there are 12 brownies in the recipe. What did I do? Divided both sides by 3. Is this starting to make sense, guys? Go till 50, yes. I don't know like any of those. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and go to our homework. So, if you haven't done it yet, we need you to pull out page 450 and 457. I'm going to give you 1 minute to pull those out, then we'll go over them. Okay, we're only doing the second page of the first piece of assignments. You don't have a journal entry. You need to write the inequality represented by each graph. So make sure you are including the proper look at the dots. So always start your inequality, look at the dot. That's going to tell you the number. Check if it's open or closed. That's going to tell you if it's less than, greater, or less than equal, less than, greater than equal, and then which way it goes. Then you're going to graph the solution set for each inequality. So you're going to start again. Start with your dot at the number, Pay attention to the sign. That's going to tell you if your dot is open or closed. Then you say, which way is it going? Going to page 457. Little equation. That was actually one of the pages we skipped. We did not give you that definition. So we are going to cross out your journal. You actually don't have to do it. Okay? If you want to do it, that's awesome. On number 1, you've got a total cost P of an online order is the cost of item C plus cost of shipping S. You need to write an equation for the total cost. They've told you how it is, but the information they gave you sets it up. Remember, who knows what is means in an equation? No. Equal. So that's telling you where that equation is separated. Then you're going to solve the equation for the cost of the items. That's interesting because I don't know how you're going to solve it when they didn't give us anything. And, oh, I see. Because they're originally setting up for total cost, but then they want cost of the items, so they want you to say C equals. And then they want to do it for the cost of shipping, so they want to know what S equals. Okay? So basically all it's changing is how the equation is set up. But it all starts off your first one. Then you're going to solve each equation, show your work. If you do not show your work, if you just write down an answer, do you get credit?
No.
Okay, we have it on video. Shouldn't be too bad, guys. Especially since I gave you the extra on number 1. That was my throat going out. Too much talking today. Make sure you show your work. Any questions on anything we're covering today? Okay, you guys.